Hi, everybody. This is the White House, of course, from a side view. Right next to the White House is the West Wing, where all the senior administration officials have offices. The Oval Office is there. And this is the White House and the West Wing and some cocaine. Yeah, you know the story by now. Still investigating. We all pretty much know it's Hunter's. However, there are some other possibilities. It might be theoretical, might be a 1/1000th of a chance, but I think there's a chance.
Everything is in context. My mother she would give us a hard time sometimes, and she would say to us, "I don't know what's wrong with you young people. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?" You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you.
Okay, so it would explain a lot. Probably not her. Again, I'm going with Hunter. I'm also going with this. We're not getting a straight story from the White House. Again, that's not the kind of operation that Joe Biden runs as president. And, well, why would he? Why would he be straight with the American people now when he hasn't been his entire political career? From time to time, it's important to remind everybody about how this guy arrived on the national scene. I mean, in a big way. The first time the whole country got a look at this guy when he was running for president the first time, we were disgusted, quite frankly.
What law school did you attend, and where did you place in that class? And the other question is, could you quickly, I think
I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect. I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship. In the first year in law school, I decided I didn't want to be in law school and ended up in the bottom 2/3 of my class, and then decided I wanted to stay, went back to law school, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class. I won the international moot court competition. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only need 123 credits, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
10 lies in, we have 46 seconds. Wow, he's got a problem. That's a problem. He said that stuff when he was 45 years old, back in 1987. You think he's changed? You think he's grown? He hasn't. Of course not. And, well, the consequences, we're feeling them, and so is his family.
My son, like a lot of people we know at home, had a drug problem. He's overtaken it. He's fixed it. He's worked on it. And I'm proud of him.
That answer about Hunter wasn't about love for Hunter. It was indignation that question anyone would dare ask him about it. He has a very primitive, kind of authoritarian view of what a president is and what they're entitled to do. So let's go to Hunter, all right? Maybe you've seen the video by now. Those who are experienced in these matters see a person who is high on cocaine. The sweating, the kind of manic mannerisms, there's something going on. And he's living at the White House, essentially. I mean, getting on and off of Marine One with his dad, going on foreign trips. This guy has a problem, and Joe Biden, the president, just might be in denial. Look, we've seen it. We've seen Hunter use the crack cocaine. We've seen it. We've seen him with, well, prostitutes all over the world. We've seen him with a gun, waving it around totally irresponsibly. We've seen him introduce mysterious businessmen to his father at Cafe Milano. And Hunter, to his partial credit, has owned up to some of this stuff.
I mean, I went one time for 13 days without sleeping and smoking crack and drinking vodka exclusively throughout that entire time.
Wow. All right. That's admitting you got a problem. He's had a problem since he was 8 years old. It's in his book. That's when he took his first drink, when he knew he wasn't supposed to. When you're an addict, from what I read, you tend to lie, cheat, and steal. It's kind of inconceivable to me that he hasn't been breaking the law a lot, given his age, given how long he's had a problem. And also this, that he's never felt even mildly afraid or intimidated of his father.
You've said your dad always saw the good in you through all of this. Was there ever a time when you thought, okay, there's no way. He's going to give up on me. I've done it now.
Never, not once.
Wow, what an arrangement. I lost my baseball glove once and I thought about running away from home. A little bit of discipline is actually a good thing in families, and I'm getting the sense that he did not have much of that at all. I mean, look at what we know about him, look at what he's about to cop to, and look at the way he's treated by his dad overseas in Ireland, where he has no business being.
The fact that I'm here with my sister Valerie and my youngest son Hunter Biden. Stand up, guys. I'm proud of you.
This is not pride. This is in your face. I'm powerful. Don't mess with us. Don't mess with the Bidens. Joe has been heard saying something similar to that. What's the deal again? Plead guilty to 2 misdemeanors. After all we know, after all we've seen, after the laptop, after everything, no jail time whatsoever. Big, powerful people are protecting Hunter Biden as they have throughout his entire life. Bill Clinton got him into law school. Yes, Bill Clinton called the dean of the law school, got him in. And now his father is the president of the United States, and he personally appointed who? Merrick Garland. It's been this way pretty much forever for the Bidens. Hunter is a young man and now is a middle-aged man, hooked up and protected every step of the way. I would really like to get the perspective of Jill Biden, the stepmom, the other night at the White House. She seemed kind of annoyed, kind of stressed, actually, about the whole situation. You know, Jill, I have no beef with Jill Biden. She was actually married to another man before she met Joe Biden, yeah? Jill Biden, beautiful woman, was married to a prominent businessman in Delaware by the name of Bill Stevenson. He owned a place called the Stone Balloon, and a world-famous pub. And music acts from all over the world would come to this place, a special place to play. A couple of years ago, back in 2020, Bill actually thought the record should be set straight about, well, how Joe came into the picture and met Jill.
So you were friends with Joe Biden?
Oh, yeah. Right before the election in '72, Jill, Joe, Nelia, and I were in his kitchen. How do you forget that?
Stevenson says his first inkling something was up came when Jill refused to go with him to meet Bruce Springsteen, who was booked to appear at the Stone Balloon.
She said, Joe asked me to keep an eye on the boys. And I just thought to the back of my mind,
Wow. What's next?
One day, he says a man came into his bar and asked him to pay damages for a fender bender that involved Jill.
He looks at me and he says, oh, she wasn't driving. I said, her beloved Corvette, she wasn't driving it? He goes, Senator Biden was driving it. And I went, what?
Yeah, so that is obviously not the official story that the Bidens tell. This is the real deal here, though, what he just said. The Bidens, they know otherwise, and you can kind of pick that up in this interview that Jill did with Piers Morgan.
Fascinated by this story that he basically got his eyes on you when he saw a picture of you in an advertisement. Is this true?
Well, part of it is true. I had met him once before, and but we were in a crowd, and it was at a fundraiser, and so then I guess he saw my picture somewhere, and he said, oh, now that's the kind of girl I'd like to date. And I knew his brother, so his brother said, oh, I know her, because I was in college at the time, and his brother was there. And so Frank called me and or got my number, and Joe called and said, you know, this is Joe Biden, and would you like to go out? And
where was your first date?
We went to Philadelphia to the movies.
Do you remember the film?
No, I don't.
Right there. I know that's not true. I know where my parents went on their first date. They went to the movies, too. They saw Psycho, okay? Everybody remembers the movie, especially in that era. So it seemed like for a while Delaware was not big enough for the Bidens and Mr. Stevenson. Seemed like the Bidens, Joe and his brothers, weren't too comfortable with Bill. And soon Bill found himself in, well, some trouble with the federal government. Take a look at this. In 1982, a guy who never had a problem with the law, on April 21, 1982, defendants were arraigned in this court for failing to make payments to the account for the first quarter of 1982. These defendants are William Stevenson, Bill, the guy we just saw, and his brother George Stevenson have been indicted on 9 counts of failing to deposit taxes withheld from employees' wages in a separate bank account in trust for the United States as required under blah, 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 blah. This made the news. And when it was settled, it actually made the news as well. William and George Stevenson were accused of criminal liability for the $8,266 in unmade deposits. That's not a lot of money, by the way. And let's take a look at those dates one more time. April 21, 1982, they were arraigned in this court for failing to make payments for the first quarter of 1982. Arraigned in April, first quarter. What is the first quarter of 1982? January, February, and March. So they missed those payments, apparently, right? They missed those payments, and they're arraigned in federal court in April? That's insane. That is insane. And the charges were first filed April 8th. So Joe Biden in the 1980s is the big man in Delaware. And it looked like he had a big grudge against Jill Biden's ex-husband. I mean, let's put this side by side. Hunter, we know about his situation, right? $2.2 million unpaid taxes. The feds investigate for 5 years. And this Bill Stevenson, $8,000 unpaid taxes, allegedly. An 8-day investigation, and they haul him into federal court and indict him? That's kind of insane. And I wonder if Joe Biden, you know, as the big man in Delaware, did they take care of him, take this guy out? I mean, it's totally conceivable, isn't it? It seems to be how he's running the country right now. Donald Trump in trouble over minuscule issues, in my opinion. Bill Stevenson, we've seen this happen before. And Joe is, I'm sorry, but he's dumb enough and he thinks he's so powerful, and I guess he is powerful now. He's the president of the United States. He has been known to say some idiotic things, though, over the years, dishonest things and just flat out stupid things that suggest to me he's the kind of guy who would abuse power. He told Kitty Kelly, a very prominent journalist at the time, 1974, he's a sitting United States senator. He defines politics as power, she writes, and he says, and whether you like it or not, young lady, he says, leaning over his desk to shake a finger at me, us cruddy politicians can take away that First Amendment of yours if we want to. A politician can take away a constitutional right. I've seen signs that he still thinks that. And if he thinks he can pull that off, maybe he thinks he can lock up a president of the United States or get some guy who used to be married to his wife in trouble. Does that sound like Joe Biden? You bet it does. We'll be right back.